Hey folks, well it's been quite a while since I've done a video. I've been doing stuff but I never think to record it, silly me, so figured I'd get the camera out and show you what I'm up to. Winter is here, so I've got a winter project on the go. Let me show you what it is. There you can see my new baby. It's a 2014 standard RMK 600 144. Had it out for a little bit, not much snow. It's snowing right now, so hopefully we'll get some more, but we'll be going to the mountains. But that's not what I'm working on. This is what I'm working on. It's kind of a Frankenstein snowmobile. My son bought it from my brother-in-law. Got it for $5. Needs some work. You can see it's got a torn up seat and busted windshield and that. And even though the hood says it's an Indy Sport, it's a 440 fan. It's not actually an Indy Sport. It is actually, took me a while to figure it out, but it's a 98 Indy XCF. It's still a 440 fan, but it had different suspension on the back and some weird steering. I think they call it CRC steering, which has a bell crank or something in it. But it's got the extra 10 rear skid in it, which is a little bit better than what the Indy Sport came with. So this hood was actually thrown on here from another sled. So it's seen some beatings, but whatever. For $5, it's all right. Now I'll show you the engine. What? There's no engine. Well, there's a reason there's no engine. Because it's on the bench. As if I don't have enough to do, I decided... Sorry, the camera cut out there for a second, but what I was saying is it was rebuilt, re-sleeved and pistons and that put in, but they put the pistons in the wrong way, and seeing that these are piston port engines, they don't work so good with the pistons in the wrong way. So they swapped the pistons around but didn't change any gaskets, but just never ran right. Always had problems, and so I argued a little bit that there is a problem and whatever. He said, oh no, it's been rebuilt, it's okay. But I did a compression test and one of the cylinders is only at 60 psi, and that's not right. This thing should be over 100 easy when it's fresh. So I'm thinking either a ring's broke or the piston rings didn't seat properly because they put the pistons in wrong or something along that line. But in any case, I'm going to tear into it and tear the top end off and see what I see. So I'm going to get you on the tripod and we'll start diagnosing. Alright, I got you set up on the tripod. I'm just going to move it back a little bit more. Try to get a decent angle here. Don't think you need to see me, but what I'm going to do is start tearing this apart. Now, I'll probably be somewhat quiet while I'm doing it, and then I can show you it in double speed or whatever, speed it up so that you don't need to hear me babble and whatnot. But if there's anything that I figure is pertinent information, I will make sure you hear about it. Now, as you can see, this is an air-cooled engine. It's very similar to the 500 that I rebuilt, which actually the fella that my son got this from, my brother-in-law, bought that off of me, and that was my down payment for my new sled, and that sled's running great. So I guess I did something right on the rebuild. It's running really good. I had an ignition box problem with it. Stranded me once, but has nothing to do with the engine rebuild. But I suspect this is going to be a very similar process, so we'll just keep on trucking. Now I'm hoping I don't have to take the bottom end apart on this, because that'll save me a whole lot of hassle. Shouldn't have to, but I also got to figure out, now that I think about it, because this is supposed to be the wrong engine. It's XCF had a different engine than the Sport, so let's look for a model number and see what engine this is, and then I won't be able to look it up right away, but I can look through my factory service manual and cross-reference it. There it is. It's an EC443PM, so pretty sure that's not the right engine, but whatever. It's Frankenstein motor or Frankenstein sled, and I really don't care. Get it running good and be happy. So what I want to do is tear into this so I can see what I might need to order for parts. That's my plan for tonight. I'm going to buy new boots for this, I think, because they're kind of cracked, and it's a good precaution to take. The reason, I mean, these boots, they like to crack, and if they crack, you get an air leak. And an air leak means a lean condition, and that'll burn your engine down. So it's a cheap insurance to have the thing apart anyway. Why not replace them? Let me show you what I was talking about. This one's not bad. I don't know if you can see. See how there's some cracks in there? That's not good. So definitely going to replace those. I'll be ordering a few parts, and maybe from Dennis Kirk, or possibly from Royal Distributing if they have them, because Royal Distributing is a Canadian company and I'm in Canada, so cheaper that way. I don't have to pay all that shipping and handling and that. Even though it looks filthy dirty, it's in good shape. None of the studs are damaged, nothing. So I have good high hopes that I'm hoping maybe I can just throw a new set of rings in it, assuming I can get the right rings for whatever pistons, identify what the pistons are. Just hone it, throw a new set of rings in, and hopefully be good to go. Let's get a look in the exhaust. See if I see what I can see. Give me an idea of what's going on. Piston is scored. Huh. I see some cross hatching in there still. I know you can't see it, but I'm thinking it just didn't. When you put it together wrong, it mucked up the rings and they just didn't seat properly. So this might be good. Good. Just gotta take these head bolts off the top. Get myself a mallet. Grime in there. Yeah, I think it's just, personally, I think it's just the rings that are pooched, but I'll continue taking the jugs off, and you gotta take the jugs off to get, or maybe it was even a head gasket issue. I don't think it was sealed worth a damn. Maybe it's not even the rings. Maybe it's just the head gasket, so. Which would be even better. Maybe the rings will seat with just a mild hone and a new head gasket. But I'm rambling. Let me finish getting this apart so you can see for yourself. Now, my son's only 6, so this sled's overkill for him, but I'm going to see if I can limit the throttle in such a way, and hopefully he can ride it, but if not, I'm just going to continue working on it. Oh, look at that chunk of gasket there. Maybe the base gasket was a buggered part. Sweet. I'm going to replace these oil lines. They're brittle. Don't want to have one of those break. That's actually how my 500, the old 500 died. Is one of the. It's a slightly different setup, but one of the pins broke off. So one of the cylinders had no oil going to it, so she just self-destructed. Alright. Well, that's pretty scored on the top. But the, yeah, you can see, I think the base gasket is buggered. If you look, I don't know if you can see inside, it's actually in good shape. I'd probably just run a quick hone through it. Let's see if I can figure out what rings. You can see there's some scarring on here, which is probably damage done from having pistons in the wrong way. You know what? Pretty darn good. No, I don't know how the heck. See, I think these rings were on wrong too. Normally these pistons have a pin. Yeah, it's going to need pistons. Because I'll show you. Let me pull you off the tripod and you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay. If you take a look there, can you see how that's gouged out? And I'm pretty sure that's the side that was buggered. So I think a set of pistons, gaskets. See, this side's okay. Sorry, that side's okay. So pistons and gaskets, and she's good to go. So I'll just have to measure this up. Cause I kind of, most pistons tell you on the dome what they are, but these ones don't. So maybe they're on the bottom side, but whatever. So yeah, that's awesome. I'm just gonna have to measure these up, see what size they are, and order pistons and a gasket set, probably $100 worth, and she'll be rocking and rolling. So I'll have to, I'm going to do some measuring off camera and see what this takes, and go online and find what I need to find, and then Next video will actually be putting her back together, so stay tuned till then. Take care and talk to you later.